My wife said, "I'm selling your gaming setup. We need more space for my yoga studio." I said, "Smart thinking." Then I listed her designer handbag collection online for $1 each. The buyers started arriving when she got home from work. I, 31 male, came home from work last Thursday to find my wife Reese, 29, in my gaming room with her friend Jocelyn, measuring the space with one of those laser things. My entire setup, the PC I built myself, the triple monitor mount, my racing wheel, everything, had sticky notes on them with prices. "Perfect timing," Reese said, not even looking up. "I already posted everything online. Someone's coming for the monitors in an hour. We'll have this cleared out by Saturday, and I can finally have a proper yoga studio." I looked at my RTX 4090 build that took me 3 years to save for, the racing sim rig I assembled myself, the custom mechanical keyboards I collected, all with her handwriting. $50, $75, free, must go today. "That's my stuff, Reese." She rolled her eyes. "You barely use it anymore. You played what, twice last month?" "Meanwhile, I do yoga every single day. It's called priorities, babe." Jocelyn smirked. "Plus, grown men shouldn't be playing video games anyway." Here's the thing, I work as a software developer. I literally use that setup for work from home days. But even if I didn't, it's mine. Bought with my money, before we even met. "You're right," I said calmly. "Priorities." Reese beamed. "See, I knew you'd understand." I went to our bedroom, grabbed my phone and took photos of her handbag closet. The woman had 31 designer bags. Hermès, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Bottega Veneta, probably $80K worth of leather and logos. Posted every single one on the local marketplace. $1 each, first come first served, cash only, available for pickup starting 5:30 p.m. today. Message for address. My phone exploded. 200 plus messages in 10 minutes. I sent the address to everyone and added, "Gate code is 48821. Just knock and ask for the handbag sale. If no answer, they're on the front porch." Then I took down Reese's post about my gaming stuff. She'd used our shared marketplace account because hers was banned for misrepresenting items, long story, changed the password, and drove back to work for an emergency meeting. By 5:15, I was parked down the street, watching through my phone's security cam app. 5:31 p.m., Reese's white Tesla pulls in. First buyer arrives. Older lady in a Corolla. 3 more cars pull up. Reese opens the door. Can't hear audio, but her body language is confused. She's waving her arms. More people walking up the driveway. She runs inside. She's dragging bags to the porch. The crowd is growing. 5, someone holds up a dollar bill. Reese is now screaming. I can see it even without audio. She's trying to grab bags back. People are walking away with them. My phone rings. I let it go to voicemail. Rings again. And again. "What did you do?" "Me. Made room for your yoga studio." "You're welcome." Those bags are worth thousands, and my setup was worth $8K. But like Jocelyn said, priorities, right? At an emergency meeting. You know, the job that bought those bags, and that gaming setup, be home late. I wasn't at a meeting. I was at Buffalo Wild Wings, watching Thursday night football and monitoring my security cameras. Reese spent 2 hours on the porch crying while people kept showing up asking about handbags. The best part? Her mom showed up around 7 p.m. Even without audio, I could tell she was getting an earful. Her mom kept pointing at the house and shaking her head. Update 1. Holy hell. Didn't expect this to blow up. Y'all are savage in the comments, LMAO. So I eventually went home around 11 p.m. Thursday night. Reese was in bed, wouldn't talk to me. Friday morning, she was gone before I woke up. Friday afternoon, I come home and guess what? My gaming room is empty. Everything gone except the desk. But here's the stupid part. She didn't even sell it. Her brother Colton has it. She gave him everything to keep it safe until she could sell it properly. Colton texts me, "Just holding this until you two work things out. Don't make this weird." Me, "No problem." BW, "You still at that same apartment complex?" Him, "Yeah, why?" I didn't respond. Instead, I called building management. Turns out Colton was already on thin ice for noise complaints. I mentioned he'd just moved in, a ton of electronic equipment, and was planning to run some kind of gaming business from his apartment. They were very interested in that information since his lease specifically prohibits running businesses from the units. Saturday morning, Colton's blowing up my phone. They'd given him 48 hours to remove everything or face eviction. The kicker? His apartment is a studio. My racing rig alone takes up like a quarter of his living space. Meanwhile, Reese had gone nuclear. While I was at the gym Saturday, she, 1, threw all my clothes on the front lawn. 2, changed the garage door code. Joke's on her, I own the house. 3, called my mom to tell her I was having a mental breakdown. 4, told our friend group I was emotionally abusive for weaponizing money. The clothes thing was actually funny because our neighbor filmed it. She was out there in her athleisure throwing my stuff around, and the sprinklers turned on. Automatic system I'd programmed and forgot about. She got drenched, screaming in the yard like a banshee while my work shirts got a nice gentle watering. But the entitlement really jumped out at dinner Saturday night. Yeah, we still went to our planned dinner with her parents. Why? Because her dad texted me saying, "We need to talk about this like adults." Her dad, Harold, is actually pretty reasonable. Her mom, Daphne, not so much. Daphne, you humiliated our daughter over video games. She tried to sell my property without permission. It's not like you need it. You have a work laptop. Do you need 31 handbags? That's different. Those were gifts from me with money I earned, using that computer she tried to sell. Okay, everyone calm down. Reese, you can't just sell his things. Reese started crying. I just wanted to feel like a priority. He spends every weekend in that stupid room. I spent last weekend installing floating shelves for your bags. The weekend before that, driving to 3 different Lululemon stores to find the specific color leggings you wanted. Is that true? That's not the point. The waiter came over looking concerned. Daphne waved him off and turned to me. A real man would support his wife's wellness journey. A real partner would ask before selling thousands of dollars of someone else's belongings. That's when Reese dropped the bomb. Well, maybe we should just separate then. I'll go stay with Jocelyn until you come to your senses. Okay. The table went silent. Harold, that's it? Okay. She threatened to leave to manipulate me into apologizing. I'm calling the bluff. She can go. Reese's face went from triumphant to shocked to angry in about 2 seconds. You'll be begging me to come back. She stormed out. Daphne followed. Harold stayed, sighed and said, she pulled this same shit with her ex. That's why he left. What? Turns out this is her move. Create drama? Threaten to leave? Get her way when the guy panics. Her ex didn't panic. He changed the locks while she was at Jocelyn's. Harold paid for dinner and said, she's my daughter and I love her, but she needs to grow up. Don't cave. I went home to an empty house and played games on my Switch in peaceful silence. Update 2. Bro, the entitlement escalation has been insane. So Reese has been at Jocelyn since Saturday night. Jocelyn's boyfriend Maddox is not happy about it. Dude messaged me privately. How long is this gonna last? She's reorganized our entire apartment and told me I can't use my own living room because it disrupts her morning practice. It's been 3 days. Reese, meanwhile, has been acting like she's on some sort of wellness retreat. Her Instagram is all sunrise yoga poses and inspirational quotes about choosing yourself and releasing toxic energy. Comments are turned off after people started asking about the handbag sale. Elmo. Wednesday, she shows up at the house with a U-Haul. Doesn't tell me, just shows up. But here's the thing. I work from home Wednesdays now. Wonder why. She brought Jocelyn, Daphne, and 2 guys I've never seen before. We're here for Reese's things, Daphne announces like she's serving a warrant. Sure, her things are in the closet, bathroom, and dresser. Everything else stays. Reese, I want the sectional. I picked it out. And I paid for it. That's financial abuse. That's not what that means. One of the random guys steps forward. Look, buddy, just make this easy. Are you threatening me in my own home? No one's threatening anyone, he says, while trying to look intimidating. I pulled out my phone and started recording. Say that again. The part about making this easy. Dude immediately backed up. I'm just here to move furniture. They spent 2 hours packing her actual stuff while Reese kept trying to take things that weren't hers. The TV, we watched shows together on it. The coffee maker, I used it more. The air fryer, that was basically mine. Each time I just stood there recording and saying, "That's not yours, Reese." But here's where it gets good. Thursday, Colton calls me panicking. Remember how he had to get rid of my gaming setup? Well, he tried to sell it. Posted it on Marketplace for retail prices. My used 4090 for $2,000, the monitors for $500 each, etc. Someone reported him for suspected stolen goods, since the prices were suspicious for used items. Cops showed up at his apartment. He had to prove it wasn't stolen, which meant admitting his sister gave it to him, which led to questions about why, which led to him throwing Reese under the bus completely. The detective actually called me. I explained the situation, showed him the texts where Reese admitted to taking it, and he said it was a civil matter, but Colton was flagged in their system now. Colton's now demanding I pay him for emotional damages because he almost got arrested helping his sister. But wait, it gets better. Friday afternoon, I get a call from our credit union. Someone tried to apply for a personal loan using our joint account information. Guess who? The loan officer. We need both account holders to approve loans over $10,000. How much was she trying to borrow? $15,000. She said it was for home improvements. We're separated. Please freeze any applications from that account. Already done, sir. This is why we called. Turns out Miss Financial Independence Yoga Goddess has about $700 to her name and maxed out credit cards I didn't know about. The handbags were literally the only valuable things she owned outright. That night, she texted me from Jocelyn's number. I'd blocked her. Can we talk like adults? This has gone too far. Me. Adults don't steal and sell other people's property. I didn't steal anything. We're married. Were you married when you took out secret credit cards? Long pause. How did you know about that? Credit union called. Also check your credit report lately? See, when she tried to get that loan, it triggered a credit check, which showed up on Credit Karma, which sent me an alert since I monitor my credit, which showed me everything. $8K on one card, $6K on another, $3.5K on a third, all opened in the last year, all maxed buying workout clothes, yoga retreats, and those damn handbags. That's private information. So was my gaming setup until you tried to sell it publicly. She called me crying. Not sad crying, rage crying. You've ruined everything. Jocelyn's boyfriend wants me out. My brother won't talk to me. My dad thinks I'm irresponsible, and I can't even afford a security deposit anywhere. Sounds like a you problem. I hate you. Cool. Divorce papers will be ready Monday. Click. Final update. The divorce papers were not ready Monday. Lawyers are slow AF, but that didn't stop the chaos. Maddox gave Reese an ultimatum. Get out or he and Jocelyn were done. Jocelyn chose her man, smart. So Sunday night, Reese was literally homeless. She showed up at our house at 11 p.m. with 2 suitcases and mascara streaming down her face. Please, just let me stay until I figure things out. No, where am I supposed to go? Your parents? A hotel? Literally anywhere that isn't here? My parents said I need to learn consequences. Can you believe that? Yes? She sat on the porch for an hour, refusing to leave. I finally called Harold. She's your daughter, you deal with her. He sighed and came to get her. The look he gave her was pure disappointment. Monday comes around. I'm working from home, in my newly reclaimed gaming room. Colton had finally returned everything after getting threatened with eviction. Doorbell rings. It's a process server, but not for divorce papers. Reese is suing me for deliberate infliction of emotional distress and destruction of property value. Her argument? By selling her bags for $1, I destroyed their resale value and market reputation. That's not how anything works. My lawyer literally laughed when I showed him. This is the dumbest thing I've seen all month, and I just handled a case where someone sued their neighbor's cat. But it got dumber. Reese's lawyer was some strip mall attorney who probably got his degree from a cereal box. He sent a demand letter for $80,000, the replacement value of the bags plus emotional damages. My lawyer responded with security footage of Reese trying to sell my belongings and screenshots of her credit card debt. Also pointed out that selling items you legally own for whatever price you choose isn't a crime. Strip mall lawyer dropped her as a client within 48 hours. Meanwhile, the divorce was moving forward. Since we'd only been married 18 months and had no kids, it should have been simple. Should have. Reese demanded alimony after 18 months, LMAO, half the house that I bought before we met, my car because hers isn't reliable, $30 for rehabilitation expenses, aka yoga teacher training. What she actually got, her personal belongings, her debt, 30 days to get her shit together. The mediator literally told her, "Ma'am, you committed theft, attempted fraud, and have significant hidden debt. You're lucky he's not pressing charges." But the best part came last Tuesday. I'm at the grocery store and run into Maddox. Dude looks exhausted. "How's things?" He laughs bitterly. "Jocelyn's mad at me now, says I should have been more understanding about Reese's situation." "You're kidding." "Nope, she thinks I was too harsh. Meanwhile, your ex literally told us we couldn't use our own bathroom between 6 to 7 a.m. because it's her sacred meditation hour. In our apartment." "Why are you telling me this?" "Because I need you to know something. Jocelyn was in on it." "What?" Turns out Jocelyn was the one who convinced Reese that selling my stuff was empowering and taking control of her space. She'd been filling Reese's head with this divine feminine energy bullshit about how I was suppressing her spirit with my masculine toxicity, aka owning things I paid for. She's been planning to convert your garage into some joint yoga studio business. They had an Instagram page and everything. He showed me, at Divine Flow Sisters, 3 posts, 12 followers, bio, coming soon, transformative wellness space for the conscious woman. They'd already been advertising classes, while I still lived there. Jocelyn's now pissed because the business opportunity is gone. She's blaming me for not letting Reese stay so they could manifest their dreams. We ended up grabbing a beer. "Maddox is moving out next week. Never date a yoga influencer wannabe," he said. "Never marry one," I replied. Yesterday was the final divorce hearing. Reese showed up in full yoga gear, like mat and everything, said she had a class to teach after. "Judge, you're teaching yoga now?" "Well, not officially. It's more like guided practice, in the park, for donations." The judge just stared at her, signed the papers, and we were done in 15 minutes. Outside the courthouse, Reese had one last moment of pure entitlement. "You know, I feel sorry for you." "Why?" "You'll never find someone who loved you like I did. You tried to sell my belongings behind my back, because I wanted us to grow together. But you chose video games over our evolution as a couple. And you chose theft over communication." "It wasn't theft. The judge literally just said it was." She stomped off to her unreliable car that she kept, yoga mat smacking against her leg with each step. Harold texted me later. "She moved back home. Already turned my office into a wellness sanctuary. Send help." As for me, I'm doing great. Gaming room is better than ever. Upgraded to an ultra-wide monitor with the money I saved from not buying Lululemon every weekend. Started playing D&D with some coworkers. Even met someone cool at a retro arcade last week. She kicked my ass at Street Fighter and asked if I wanted a rematch over coffee. Her first question when she saw my setup, "Damn, is that a 4090? Can it run Cyberpunk at max settings? I think I'll keep this one." Oh, and Reese's Instagram? She's now a life coach selling courses on reclaiming your power after betrayal. The course costs $1. Nobody's buying that either.